Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for being here. You guys, let's talk about who you're taking advice from. And I'm probably one of those people. But when we are looking at, I ran into this a lot in the last week or two. And I want to talk about it because I want you to think about it. I was even going through some of Nelson Nash's videos on his YouTube page. You guys are not on Nelson Nash's YouTube page. You should go over there and watch those videos and hear from the expert. However, I was on there watching videos and he was talking about this as well and who he got advice from and who he talked to and all those good things. But this is what I have ran into just in the last week even is people that are talking to financial advisors, people that are talking to family members, people that are talking online, and they're getting advice from a bunch of people that haven't even read the book. I just got out of a meeting with a family, and one of the people in that family was a life insurance agent. And guess what? He read the book, he did his due diligence, he was educated. We had a great conversation. I actually was super pleased to have the conversation with him. And that doesn't happen often, let me tell you, because a lot of times somebody in the industry is going to come into this meeting and they are going to act like they know it all and they haven't even read the book. They haven't listened to the podcast. They haven't done anything. And it was so refreshing, even though some people would look at him as competition and be like, I don't want him in the meeting, right? And so a lot of times I don't look at them as competition, but I get annoyed in those situations because I'm not here to argue with people. I'm here to educate people. And if we come into the meeting or we come into the situation unaware, then I end up arguing with you and validating everything that was already in the book. And so what I've run into is a lot of people are out there saying they want to learn, but they don't want to read the book because it's stupid that they have to read a book. Well, you know what's stupid is that you think it's stupid to read a book. And so we're getting information from people that are just not educated on the matter. I received an email yesterday from somebody that said, hey, we talked to our advisors. They've never seen a life insurance company pay a dividend. They've never seen the non-guaranteed side of the illustration actually perform like that. They've only ever seen the guaranteed side. That is the most naive comment ever. And I'm not upset with the potential client at all, because they are doing their due diligence. I love the fact that they're asking questions and doing their due diligence. What is annoying is the people they're asking are not doing their due diligence to help their client. And I've come across this for years. I may have a mutual client with a financial advisor, right? Now they're my client. And my client is trying to go to the financial advisor and get a little bit of feedback because they don't want to get into a situation where they get scammed. And I get it. But guess what? When you're asking somebody for advice that hasn't done their due diligence, they haven't read the book, I've heard about that concept. So you've heard about it or you've actually looked into it. Because for somebody to say, I've never seen a life insurance company pay a dividend, where the heck have you been for 200 years? These companies have paid dividends. I don't care if it's my company. I don't care if it's any other company that is mutual. These companies pay dividends and they always have. So to say that just makes you look absolutely ignorant. And again, kudos to the client for coming back to me and saying, hey, Mary Jo, this is what they said. Can you defend that? What do you have to say about that? Blah, blah, blah. What happens is when you, the client, get that information and then just believe whatever somebody else told you and they did not do their due diligence. I had a meeting with another client this week and he was telling me that him and his sister are both going to end up being clients. And they have been sharing with other people at work and friends about infinite banking. And everybody has told them they're idiots. Everybody. But guess what? Everybody that has said that has done zero research on the matter. And I say this all the time. If you have read the book, if you have done the due diligence, you are now the expert in that situation. As crazy as that sounds, because it's something that you just came upon, you've put 3 hours into reading a book and you're an expert in 3 hours. Yeah. Compared to what? Compared to somebody that's just verbally repeating what they heard and they've done no research on that. That if you came across somebody today that said the world is flat, you'd be like, what are you talking about? It's round, right? And so when we now come across people that believed differently than before, we should question that. We shouldn't just assume that somebody knows what they're talking about, even if they're in the financial industry, even if they're in the life insurance industry. This client that I'm talking about that went to their financial team, that team went to people that sell life insurance, and those people are saying, I've never seen it. Well, if they've never seen it, then they've never seen dividend paying whole life, right? And I do believe that they said that they're not familiar with it. Well, how about you get familiar with it before you start to give advice and say, yeah, they don't pay dividends. What? What? I don't care who you write with and you're listening to this. If you're a life insurance agent that writes for a mutual company, that is mind-blowing because there is proof that these companies are paying dividends. You can go to any mutual company and they have proof that they've paid a dividend. Yet we have people out there saying no, and we're taking that advice and we're going to actually listen to it. At that point, I myself personally would say, you have no idea what you're talking about. I am done doing business with you because you can't do your due diligence. If a client asks me to look into something, guess what? I'm going to look into that because I want to make sure that I can give them a factual answer that I actually investigated something. If I haven't investigated it or I don't know anybody that I can do that with, then I'm just going to say, you know what? I don't know that. I can't speak to that and I can't give advice on that. So many people are so scared to say, I don't know. And if you are too scared to say, I don't know, then you shouldn't be saying anything at all. I have a longtime client. She has been a client of mine since the very beginning. So we're probably 14 years into this thing, maybe going to be 15. I would imagine we're 14, 15 years in. Okay. So she had gone to her accountant. Her accountant told her it was a bad idea. He's like, I did that and that didn't work for me. Well, then we find out later through other mutual clients, I find out that he did have a life insurance policy. He actually held his life insurance license, but he was selling universal life. And instead of taking a loan, he did a withdrawal. Well, of course it doesn't work the same because he didn't know what he was doing. So he advised my long-term client that this is a terrible idea. You should not be doing this. And she did not listen to him. Instead, she has continued to pay her premium. And he continues to check in with her and is amazed at the fact that it's doing exactly what I had said it was going to do. Because we're using it correctly. We're borrowing against it. We're not taking the money out. It's getting paid dividends. It's not universal life. And so even when you look at somebody, an accountant, a lawyer, a financial advisor, people that have gone to school and they have all these certifications behind their name, it's like they go to school and then they stop learning and they don't want to read a book because why should I have to read a book to educate myself? Because that is how you educate yourself. There are people that are arguing about crap and they spend more time arguing about it than it would have taken them to actually read the book and learn about it because they're so off and put off about a book. So that's what I have to say today is who are you listening to? Who are you talking to? Are you going to the infinitebanking.org website? Are you finding other agents to talk to, right? Are you reading Nelson's book? Are you grabbing both of his books? Are you grabbing my books? Are you educating yourself or are you hoping somebody else can educate you and verify that what you're doing is accurate? I also have another client. This has been a week, you guys. Another client that's like, hey, can I talk to some of your clients that have been doing this? Absolutely, 100%. I'll give you their names. but have you listened to the podcasts where I'm already interviewing clients that have done this? Or are you just wanting to take somebody's time to verify that what you're doing is accurate? Learn the system yourself. Don't take somebody else's word for it. You guys, I've been doing this 14 years. For heaven's sakes, if this was illegal, I would already be in jail. Okay? Like I get that other people don't end up in jail all the time. But this is not something where I'm just dealing with people that wouldn't have turned me in already, right? Look at all the agents out there that are teaching infinite banking and they're not in jail. So why do we think that what we're reading is absolutely false? Keep digging in and doing your due diligence. That's what I did. I didn't go ask somebody if this was true. Oh, have you heard about this? Should I do this? I'm not asking somebody else that has less knowledge than me for advice on something that they're just going to repeat something they've heard over the years. So many people have these insane objections that have no warrant. And if you don't listen to the Farming Without the Bank podcast, you should be, because I have the list I have a whole myth busting section over there. I think I've got like 20 of them at this point of things that we can talk about that are myth busting. And people will just repeat what they've heard, which is completely inaccurate. And so if you're going to ask people, ask them to cite their source. Who's your source? The guy you work with that's never read the book either? Society in general? Noise? Where is the source coming from? So think about that. If you have not read the book and you're here because you just want to know if this is true, why haven't you read the book? Are you scared of 100 pages? Are you scared to sit down and read something with a spine? Because guess what you're reading? You're on social media. Most likely you are reading something. You're reading magazines. You're reading all day long. Why all of a sudden, just because it has a spine on it and it's $20, are we scared of that? And don't tell me you don't have $20 to waste, because I guarantee you, you're buying coffee, you're buying beer, you're buying a mixed drink, whatever it is. You're going to go to McDonald's, you're going to go somewhere and buy something that is not providing any kind of education to get you to the next level in life. And so I'm going to challenge you, if you haven't read the book yet, get the book, read it. If you do have it and it's sitting at your house, why have you not read it? And then make your appointment so that we can see if it works for you. I just got off of a call that it does not work. I had 2 calls yesterday. It's not going to work for those people yet. And then we have to throw some different strategies in there. And that's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. But how do you know how it's going to get applied to you and get the rest of your questions answered? Because I'm not answering every question in a 100-page book. I mean, I can't even get people to read 100 pages, and everybody wants me to write 500 pages to answer every single question imaginable. No one in their right mind would read that. So that's why I do an hour-and-a-half consultation for free. So go ahead, schedule that, read your book, email me, let me know if you have questions, concerns, comments, whatever. And I look forward to talking to you. You have a fantastic rest of your day.